to break away from coverage of COVID-19, we're being joined by a speech-language pathologist who will be sharing tips on how to communicate with a person with RHD. The quarantine is an especially difficult time for people living with communication disorders. Emily, thanks for being here. What exactly is RHD?
Thanks for having me. RHD is right hemisphere brain damage. In most people, the left hemisphere is the dominant language center in the brain. The right hemisphere plays a big role in the social aspects of communication, problem solving, organization, orientation, memory, and attention. So when the right hemisphere is damaged, whether it be from stroke, tumor, infection, or traumatic brain injury, we see a lot of changes in cognition, like the ability to plan, concentrate, remember things, and social communication, like interrupting more often or saying inappropriate or insensitive things. People with RHD don't do this deliberately, of course. It's just an unfortunate result of damage to the right hemisphere, which normally keeps things in check.
That's fascinating.
The brain is contralateral, meaning that the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. So you see, when the right side of the brain is damaged, the left side of the body sustains damage as well. Many people with RHD have weakness on their left side, most notably visual neglect. While visual neglect is not the same as blindness because the optic nerve is still intact, damage to the right hemisphere interferes with the ability to detect visual stimuli on the left side. It's a perception issue. The brain is not paying attention to the left side.
Incredible. So what advice do you have for folks whose loved ones have RHD?
Well, first, if they do have left side neglect, because not everyone does, stand on their right side, which is their strong side, to make sure they can see you. Place objects they need on their right side instead of their left.
Sounds like a good start.
Remember, people with RHD have challenges with memory, planning, organization, and orientation. Try to have a routine so they know what to expect.
Now, a lot of our routines have been disturbed as a result of the quarantine, so what advice do you have for those who are having trouble maintaining a routine during this time?
I'm glad you asked. As you can imagine, the challenges associated with RHD are exacerbated by the quarantine. Use calendars, clocks, and notepads to remind loved ones about important information. It's also important to use these strategies even when you do have a routine. To aid concentration and attention, try not to use sarcasm or abstract language when talking to someone with RHD. Break down directions into small steps, repeating directions as needed. And finally, talk to them in quiet places and turn off TV or other loud noises. This will help them to focus on what you're saying to them. Remember, a person with RHD is not giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time. Be patient and be well.
Emily, thank you for joining us and sharing these helpful tips on how to communicate with a person with RHD. For more information, visit action.org.